Hello and welcome. I'm Scott Dennis.
And I'm Jacqueline Matter. Thanks for joining us this evening.
Our top story, the search for 4 missing Manatee County children who investigators believe could be in danger.
An Amber Alert has been issued asking all Floridians to keep an eye out for the kids between the ages of 6 and 12 years old. They're believed to be with their mother, who does not have custody. ABC 7's Adam Cellini has more on the family and the locals who know them.
According to multiple people in this Bradenton community, this was the street where those 4 children were last seen, and this is the home where they lived with their grandmother and mother, possibly for the last year. On Friday, these 4 children, Jacqueline, Jocelyn, Joseph, and Joella, could be seen playing on the lawn of their grandmother's Bradenton home located at 15th Street Court East.
They'll ride their bikes. The mom will sit in the front yard and watch the kids ride their bikes.
The mom, 40-year-old Jema Jadon, took the kids from the home that day, which the grandmother reported to the Manatee County Sheriff's Office. 5 days later, an Amber Alert was issued throughout the state.
The fact that they're with her and she has a pattern of acting erratically could lead to danger for the children.
That erratic behavior led to a domestic dispute in July. According to Manatee County Sheriff's deputies, Jema and a friend were both shot by her estranged husband Joseph Jadon while attempting to steal a car from his parish home. On Facebook, Jema is also an outspoken member of Thinking Moms Revolution, blaming vaccinations for possible autism in her 8-year-old daughter Jacqueline. From a distance, neighbor Crystal Gilmore says Jema seemed normal.
They seem to be good people. I'm just really hoping maybe she took them somewhere to where she thought they could be safe.
Robbie Johnson remembers giving 10-year-old Joseph Jr. a haircut before school started.
They seemed okay. The kids were always playing and never seen anything that indicated anything problems with them.
The sheriff's office says they've gotten multiple calls with possible sightings since that alert went out on Wednesday night.
You just don't give out Amber Alerts for every case you have. You have to show that there is danger.
And while this mother and her 4 children weren't particularly well known among their neighbors, there is a collective concern for their well-being. Everyone's saying they just want to know the children are safe. In Bradenton, Adam Cellini, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Adam, thank you. According to the Florida Department of Children and Families, a child protection investigation has now been opened on this case.
Trial is underway for one of 3 men accused of killing a Bradenton couple inside their home while their 5 children were there. Trey Nanombre is charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder in the 2015 home invasion and fatal shooting of Esther Danuse and Contrell Brooks. The couple's 5 children were in the home at the time. The incident was all caught on security video at the home located on Southern Parkway. Nanombre is one of 3 suspects charged. Suspect Jimmy McTeer's trial begins next month, while Therese Jones took a plea deal for 25 years in prison in exchange for his testimony against the other 2 suspects.
An update now on a 7-hour standoff at a home in Parrish. David Coverman was taken into custody late last night and is now charged with aggravated assault with a firearm. Manatee County Sheriff's deputies say Coverman barricaded himself in his home around 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon. The incident reportedly began when he pointed a gun at his wife and fired shots out of a window of the home. Some neighbors had to be evacuated, but no one was hurt. A school in East Manatee County has been on lockdown for the past 2 days, and there's no telling how long it will stay in place. A spokesperson for the school district says Jeanwood Elementary School is on lockdown during school hours as a precaution. Someone associated with the school is related to a wanted fugitive. Manatee County Sheriff's deputies are now stationed at the school in case the man shows up on campus. The school district says there's no direct threat to the school, and it's unclear how long this lockdown status will last.
A Pennsylvania lineman who was helping restore power on the Suncoast after Hurricane Irma is in the hospital tonight. 53-year-old Tracy Slogenhot was working on a power line on 5th Street in Inglewood yesterday when he was shocked. He had to be airlifted to Blake Memorial Hospital's burn unit, where he underwent surgery and remains in the intensive care unit. Slogenhot works for West Penn Power, headquartered in Greensburg, Pennsylvania. Well, time now to check the first alert weather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan.
Thanks, Jacqueline. Right now we're watching the satellite imagery of what is going on with Maria. The eye is getting better organized once again, and you can see the wind field is also expanding at this point, looking a little healthier on the satellite imagery. Conditions remain somewhat favorable for this to continue to be a major hurricane over the next couple of days as it makes its way to the northwest. It looks like now the Turks and Caicos will not take a direct hit. We are still seeing quite a bit of rainfall in the Dominican Republic. as a result of that onshore flow coming around from the northwest right there into the island. The top wind's at 120, so it's back to major status now. The gusts are as high as 150. It's moving to the northwest at 9. The forecast path and track continue to keep it well east of the Bahamas now. The southeast Bahamas may certainly see tropical storm force winds there, but as you can see, the forecast path and track continue to take it off toward the north and eventually to the northeast. Notice that last one, though, is kind of bending back. There's some hint that it may start to get very close to the United States in 5 days from now, so that's still a play. We'll watch that very closely. As far as the color-enhanced satellite imagery, boy, it's still looking rather organized at this point. It continues to have some very heavy winds right around the center, and it's still raining near Puerto Rico, although not as heavy as it has been over the past 2 days there now. For us, no rainfall around now, and I don't expect any through this evening. We had some heavy rain last night, especially into Sarasota County and Charlotte County. Nothing like that going on now, but things are going to change as we approach Friday. A much better chance for rain. We'll talk about that coming up in a few minutes. Back to you.
All right, thank you so much, Bob. An alert tonight for drivers in Venice. Major road work has begun and will be going on for quite some time. Last year, Venice voters approved an $18 million road bond to reduce 70% of the roadways. This week, that work began with contractors ripping up old asphalt and drainage pipes throughout the city. Engineers hope to limit the inconvenience to drivers, but in some areas, homeowners may have a hard time getting home.
The convenience of not getting to park in your driveway is not that much of a inconvenience to me. I mean, to get a new road.
The work will be done around the clock in hopes of being completed as soon as possible. The entire project is expected to be complete by January of 2019.
Also in Venice, city leaders take the final step in denying medical marijuana dispensaries. The city council believes there's a lack of regulatory control and voted to ban dispensaries last night. The state of Florida only allows for regulating dispensaries if local governments regulate pharmacies. Because the city of Venice does not regulate those pharmacies, the city would have no control over the future dispensaries. Florida voters approved the use of medical marijuana last year.
This year's sea turtle nesting season on the Sun Coast took a big hit from Hurricane Irma. A biologist with Mote Marine Laboratory in Sarasota says at least 153 nests were washed out as a result of the storm. But that is likely a big underestimate on how many were actually damaged. The nests that were disturbed were scattered across area beaches. The biologist says Mote Marine will not move or disturb nests before or after a storm, so now they're just trying to make sure the surviving nests stay protected.
Now we're mostly just making sure that the nests that are still out there are staked still and can continue to be monitored throughout the rest of their incubation.
A reminder that beachgoers should not disturb any sea turtle nests they come across and do not shine bright lights near the nests and keep those beaches clean. Scott, I am saddened to hear this news. Just yesterday we were talking about how we hoped that those nests were intact.
Mother Nature's tough, and those turtles they'll face a lot more challenges after they're born for sure. Only 1 in 1,000 actually makes it to maturity.
Wow.
So that's why there are so many nests and eggs, to try to get their numbers up. Yeah.
Well, that's a good estimate there.
Yeah. Still to come in your Suncoast News tonight, a symbol of hope emerges for those still missing following a devastating earthquake in Mexico, if crews are having any success with rescue efforts.
And Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with your first alert forecast, plus the startling statistics behind America's opioid crisis, coming up in your Health Smart.
The 11 o'clock advisory, the new update now is suggesting that the tornado watch is over, although sometimes tornadoes do occur outside of the watch area.
In for now, because first responders still have to assess the area.
As information is coming in, we're just trying to make sure that it gets on air, on digital, and on the phone.
Storm's impact goes well beyond, damage and power outages. It also affects sports.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Attention, Americans eligible for Medicare. Are you getting all the benefits you're entitled to? Did you know there may be money available to lower your medical prescription costs? Call Health Markets and we'll tell you if you qualify.
Hi, I'm Dr. Martin Jeetsi. It's a new Medicare year. That means more changes and more confusion. The key question is, what can you do now to ensure you get the care you need in the coming year?
Call Health Markets today. You may qualify to save money on prescriptions. We'll help you find plans that may cost less, cover more, and could even lower your prescription costs to increase your savings. We help you find all the benefits you're entitled to, and we do it at no cost.
Make sure you have what you need to get the care that's right for you.
Find out if you qualify to receive extra help with your prescriptions. Call the number on the screen now. Representatives are standing by.
It's no small wonder anybody loves it all.
I just love art that moves me.
No small,
I mean really moves me.
One.
Sunset Fiat of Sarasota presents No Small Wonder. High performance style. Let the art of Fiat move you.
New details tonight in Mexico City, where efforts to free those trapped beneath the rubble of flattened buildings have reached a fever pitch. And nowhere has that been more evident than at the site of an elementary school. ABC's Carlos Granda is in Mexico City with more on those efforts.
For days, rescue workers have focused their attention on a ruined elementary school, delicately working their way through the rubble of what was once a building in the hopes of finding anyone trapped alive inside. Crews there signaling for silence, listening for signs of life, believing there was a 12-year-old girl trapped in the debris. Now reports that there may be no children inside, alive or dead, and the sounds they've been responding to, perhaps a maintenance worker. After cross-referencing names and talking with parents at the school, it's been determined that all children have been accounted for. 19 children and 6 teachers have died there. The death toll of the massive earthquake, more than 230. In other parts of the city, rescue operations are just as dire. Familiar calls for silence, digging through debris, and sniffer dogs at the site of an office building where 5 Taiwanese citizens remain buried beneath the rubble. And at the site of yet another downed building, anxious relatives wait for news. This woman saying, "I think that is what kills us the most, the desperation of not knowing." So far, over 50 people have been rescued since the quake. Mexico's president now calling for 3 days of mourning. In Mexico City, I'm Carlos Granda, ABC News.
It's just heartbreaking to see some of those images coming out of Mexico City and Puerto Rico and some of the other islands as well.
Yeah, the list goes on and on and on. Houston, you know, we had South Texas, Florida. It's just amazing summer so far with it wrapping up here pretty soon tomorrow afternoon, just after 4 o'clock. We are looking at still this storm possibly having an impact on the U.S. Talking about Maria, there's a slight chance it could bend back to the northwest late in the day, or on the 5th day, I should say. We'll take a look at that in a little bit. Lakewood Ranch webcam showing what's been going on today. Well, there's some sunshine, a few clouds now and again, a little drier air in place, and less chance for rainfall. We saw some big storms yesterday. Down into Charlotte County and also into Sarasota County in the evening. Not everyone in Sarasota, but the rainfall down to our south right now. Not much going on here, and that's the way it will stay through tonight. Tomorrow, football Friday night, and the storms are back in the forecast. So we'll see if we can dodge those. It's been tough going for football here along the Sun Coast as of late. The rainfall last night, just after, say, 6 o'clock, started to develop, and some of it was really heavy. In fact, up near Northport, 2 inches, 3.4 in Port Charlotte. That fell quickly and had a flood advisory last night, but nothing like that for this evening. As I mentioned, we'll stay rather dry. But tomorrow, a different story. We're going to see a situation set up that we will see showers and storms developing in the afternoon and evening here. Currently, we have sunshine, a few high clouds around 90 degrees, the dew point temperature Pretty nice at 66. That's the lowest it's been all summer long now. And the humidity at 45%. We have an east wind at 9 and 2991 on the pressure, and that's been kind of holding steady as of late. The hourly forecast for Friday, calling for partly cloudy skies with a good chance for scattered late-day storms now. We'll keep that rain chance fairly high for late evening, and it looks like on and through about midnight there could be some storms around. Now, San Juan, Puerto Rico took the brunt of this storm system. It's starting to lessen up there. These are some high clouds. The winds obviously died down, and still some very heavy rainfall in the western portion of Puerto Rico. And the center, although ragged at this point, is looking a little healthier around it. It's becoming more symmetrical. So it's back to Category 3 status right now as it makes its way off to the northwest. That's graphic is a little messed up there, but nonetheless, you get the picture. We showed you that earlier. Winds out of the actually moving station. It's stationary now. It's not moving. It's just updated at 5 o'clock. The wind's at 50 miles an hour. Jose just about to go extra tropical as it's moving over some cooler waters in the Atlantic now, and it appears that it will just be an area of low pressure here in the next couple of days, not doing much and eventually fading away. Could actually the energy be absorbed by Maria as it gets close to that in about day 6 and 7. Well, again, the overall satellite imagery is showing another system way out here in the Atlantic, but that is moving northward. Not a concern for us at all. And in the Caribbean, all is quiet now, but this starts to flare up as we head into October, so we'll keep a watch on that for you right now. I wanted to show you these water temperatures once again. This is where, again, Irma was, Maria has been, and now as well up here near Jose. The red that you see here, the lighter red, is where water temperatures have cooled down into the low 80s for the most part. And that's what these hurricanes do. They exchange the heat that's excessive down in the tropics. But notice there haven't been a lot of storms in the Northwest Caribbean, and all these temperatures here into the upper 80s. So there's plenty of fuel source for storms in the Caribbean at this point. So hopefully nothing develops there. Northeast winds turn to the north at 5 to 10 knots, and seas will be 1 to 2 feet. There'll be a light chop on there in the bays and inland waters. The water temperature now at 85 degrees. UV index will be at 10, and that's for tomorrow. The high at area beaches right around 88 degrees. So pretty nice beach and boating weather for us tomorrow. Sunset will be at 7:28, and the low tide upcoming at 8:41. Another low tide at 9:01, and it looks as though we will see sunrise at 7:19 tomorrow. Partly cloudy skies, mild and 75 for a low overnight. No real threat of any significant rainfall. Tomorrow, rain chance picks up to 50% for scattered afternoon and evening storms, a high of 88. Partly cloudy. The extended forecast calling for pretty good chances again on Saturday at 60%. Still 40 on Sunday. Now, we bumped the rain chances up because Maria is going to be so far away that we're not going to really see that subsidence or the outflow that usually sinks out ahead of that storm. And so our rain chances will stay at 40% on Sunday. Back to you.
All right, Bob, thank you. Now, at First Alert Traffic, drivers are seeing some typical congestion for this time of day, especially along US 41 in Sarasota from Bee Ridge south to Clark Road. And then as we move a little north from there, at US 301 and University Parkway and 41 and University, some slowdowns in both directions. Jacqueline?
In health news tonight, more than 500,000 people are living with Alzheimer's in the state of Florida, and that has a significant impact on family members and caregivers in our community. The Roskamp Institute in Sarasota is involved in constant research and clinical trials to uncover new treatments and eventually a cure. Although amyloid plaques in the brain have been linked to the development of Alzheimer's disease, recent studies have shown that reducing amyloid levels does not help treat the disease or stop its progression. Now Roskamp researchers are looking to other pathways.
As things stand, 5.5 million sufferers in this country will have no treatment options in the immediate future. It's critical at this point that we shift away from this amyloid-centric focus and look for much more immediate ways to bring the Alzheimer brain dysfunction under control.
Well, tomorrow there will be an event at the Sarasota Yacht Club called Gray Matters, a symposium on Alzheimer's disease research. It's sold out, but the date for next year's event has already been announced. That'll be held on September 28th of 2018. Now to some startling statistics behind America's opioid crisis. Every day, 91 Americans die from the growing epidemic of opioid addiction. In a recent interview with Fox News, Dr. Mark Sigel, a practicing physician for nearly 3 decades, says that solving this crisis begins in the doctor's office. He says doctors, nurses, and patients must all be willing to understand the potential for addiction when it comes to prescribing, administering, and taking medications. And pairing this understanding with community treatment, we will have taken the first steps to overcome this challenge. Still to come on your Suncoast News, a hotel gets a surprise guest after a run-in with police. Plus, concern for a Florida neighborhood grows with the appearance of a second sinkhole in less than a week.
It's Willamania at the Players Center as the Will Rogers Follies takes the stage September 27th. Part homespun humor and part Ziegfeld Follies, this toe-tapping Tony Award musical is the start of our wild Broadway series. So call the Players at 365-2494 or visit us at theplayers.org. You need to catch Willamania.
You studied hard, went to college, and achieved your dream, but it turned into a financial nightmare. If you have federal student loans and you'd like to reduce your payments, get more time, or have your loans completely eliminated, then we have good news. With one call to Student Loan Relief Services, you can find support and guidance. We've already helped thousands of people, and we can help you too. If you have $10,000 or more in federal student loans, you can qualify for payment extensions, payment reductions, or you may qualify to have your federal student loan completely forgiven. Call Student Loan Relief Services now to find out about your options. Take control of your finances and get out from under this burden. One of our student loan experts has the answers to your questions and great solutions to ease your financial burden. We're here for you. Call Student Loan Relief Services now.
Call 800-759-0203, 800-759-0203.
Why settle for less? Get more for your money at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Subaru is the best overall brand for 2 years running and the most trusted brand for 3 years running, according to Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com. Right now, you can lease one of Subaru's most versatile vehicles, the Subaru Crosstrek, for as little as $199 a month, or get 2.9% financing with complimentary maintenance included. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Start your day with a new Good Morning Suncoast team. Weekdays starting at 5 a.m. on ABC 7. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
It's Lincoln Summer Sales Event here at Alex Karras Lincoln. Drive a brand new 2017 Lincoln MKC Sport Utility for $269 per month, or a 2017 MKZ for $299 per month. We have a great selection of certified pre-owned Lincolns. These vehicles have warranties up to 100,000 miles and come with complimentary roadside assistance. Alex Karras Lincoln, affordable luxury, winner of the prestigious 2015 President's Award, serving Florida's Sun Coast since 1978. We're located 2 miles north of the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport on US 41.
Just 2 days after a sinkhole opened up threatening homes and drivers in Apopka in central Florida, a second one has now formed. Orange County Fire and Rescue responded to the home today where a 30 by 30 foot sinkhole opened up. That depression is only about 100 feet from the home. Officials were already monitoring a separate sinkhole that formed Tuesday just down the street from this one. Well, a goat on the loose in central Massachusetts is now in custody, but not before going on quite an adventure.
That's right. Ken McLeod shows us more.
Surveillance cameras reveal an unusual guest walking in the hallways of an Auburn motel. He's back home now, not that his owner had lost any sleep.
I think it was funny.
Peter Blash is talking about the saga that began on his Millbury pig farm last Wednesday when goat number 448 got away.
They take off like a bullet.
He jumped a 5-foot fence in the process.
When he took off like a criminal.
And for the next 6 days, this goat was on the lam all over Auburn.
Auburn police had a hell of a time with him.
Indeed, police were swamped with complaints from Bryn Mawr to Jade Hill.
Eating grass, bothering people.
He was seen strolling 290 and hanging around the Swanson School.
All kinds of complaints.
Until early Monday morning when an open door enabled him to check in at the La Quinta Inn on Southbridge Street.
4 o'clock in the morning, he said I might as well stay here.
which he did, even searching out a room while the clerk closed the door behind him and called police.
And she went and got him an apple.
The penalty for escape on this farm is solitary confinement, so this trailer is the goat's home until they can build a pen that'll hold him.
He's home.
Home on the pig farm, where his owner informs us this escape is not a record setter.
I had one that made it all the way to Sturbridge.
Well, that was certainly a good laugh.
He took it well. Yeah, got his goat back.
Yep. Still to come on your Suncoast News, the 2017 World Rowing Championships kick off this weekend, putting the Sarasota area in the international spotlight.
How local, state, and federal law enforcement plan to keep everyone safe at the event.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate
or shop at Goodwill,
I'm creating a job.
I am Goodwill, yeah, yeah.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
If you're only hungry for a slice of apple pie, why buy the whole pie? And you certainly wouldn't want to pay for an all-you-can-eat buffet. So if you don't use your cell phone that much, why get charged for a plan that's too big, or even an unlimited plan? Luckily, there's still a wireless company that shares your values. Welcome to Consumer Cellular. Our average customer pays about $25 a month for everything they need. Many pay even less, as plans start at just $10 a month. You'll get a straightforward bill that's easy to understand, with no surprises, and all the attention you deserve from our friendly customer service team. No wonder Consumer Cellular has received J.D. Power Awards for highest customer service. Plus, if you're an AARP member, you'll receive special discounts. It's easy to switch. You can even keep your phone and your number. So stop paying for more than you need and start your 30-day risk-free trial today. Call 800-457-2317, go online, or visit a Target store today.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
As a singer-songwriter, it's all about creating high-performance art that moves people. Same is true in making gorgeous cars. Fiat designs it. You're the artist.
Choose your palette just about any color combo inside out. No small wonder, state-of-the-art style Fiat.
Now this moves me. Oh, they're playing my song.
Let the art of Fiat move you at Fiat of Sarasota.